Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the prediction show. Match week 26 is here. Not just 10 fixtures, but something like 17 fixtures. In fact, I think it's only Arsenal that doesn't have two fixtures next week, which is a good thing for us. We get a rest. And obviously, I have a special guest with me, the second Liverpool fan to be on this show after Connor from the Cop Council. So, Doug from the DougOut channel, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Glenn. Thank you very much for having me, and it is a pleasure. Hope you're doing well as well.
Absolutely. Obviously, we have a tough game on Thursday night, so I'm not looking forward to that one. So it's great to take my mind off that for a couple of minutes. So perfect guest to have on. So where can they follow you on Twitter and anywhere else?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at enroad_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas.Horn, and you can also find me on Facebook at Douglas James Horn. But yeah, my YouTube channel is the DougOut Football channel as well.
Awesome. So as I said, 17 games this week. 17, so many games. If you get 2 wins in this week, you could rise from 10th to 6th. You could rise from 7th to 4th. So anything could happen. So Doug, you're ready to predict all 17 games. I think I've had 25 different guests on this show, and I think the most someone has gotten is like 2 or 3 correct scores. So it's usually very hard. So you have 17 games to try and beat that. So you ready?
Bring it on, my friend. Bring it on.
Awesome. So obviously the first games will be on Saturday. There'll be others on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A football feast for sure. And this season has been really different for everyone. So we'll start with the first game of the week, which is going to be Manchester City, a team that Doug knows very well. Manchester City against West Ham. What are you expecting from that?
This is a very interesting game. It was 1-1. I think the reverse fixture at the London Stadium. I actually think it'll be a very tight one. Very, very tight one. Looking at the way, City are in very good form anyway. West Ham are in good form as well. So I think it'll be close, but I've got to pip City here. I think City will win this one. I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City.
2-1 Manchester City. Considering they rested De Bruyne, Mahrez, they rested Stones, they rested so many players. I think Foden went off, so it was easy work for them against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Champions League. So I'm going for an easy win for them, 3-1. I think that will be their 20th win in a row. That is crazy. So 3-1 to City. The next one is going to be West Brom against Brighton. Brighton, the other day they played Crystal Palace. They had like 30 shots and like 90% possession and still managed to lose the game.
I know. I actually said it in my predictions video. I said it was a smash and grab win for Crystal Palace, and Brighton should be higher in the Premier League. I keep saying this every week. Brighton should be higher where they are right now. They're a very, very good side. Graham Potter's got them really, really good, whereas West Brom are just in no form at all. To be fair, West Brom should have beaten Burnley last weekend. So the fact that West Brom haven't won at home under Sam Allardyce, I'm going to go for a Brighton 1-0 victory. They did it at Leeds. I am going to say that they will do it this time at West Brom. 1-0 Brighton I'm going for.
Yeah, good point. They actually won 1-0 at Leeds, and every other team that has gone to Leeds recently has been smashed up. So Brighton, every time when they played United at the beginning of the season, I think they had like another 20 shots and United got a penalty after the final whistle. I think when you guys played them, when I think Jota scored, they actually missed so many chances in that game as well. When they played the same thing, so you're very right. They should have been like way, way apart. I don't think they'll get a win anyway. So I'm going to go for West Brom 1 and Brighton 1. The next game on Saturday, it's going to be Leeds against Aston Villa.
This is a tough one. You don't know what Leeds is going to turn up. Is the Leeds that lost 1-0 against Wolves, or is it the Leeds that won 3-0 against Southampton? It was a very good win for Leeds against Southampton. Bamford and Rafinha were very impressive in that game. Villa, very unlucky to lose 2-1 against Leicester last weekend as well. I think Grealish will be back, so I think having Grealish back will be big key for them. I'm going to say that Villa will win this one because I don't know how to predict Leeds games right now. In all honesty, one week they win, one week they draw, and one week they lose. So you can never tell with Leeds. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Aston Villa.
Wow, you guys obviously were the first team to experience Leeds this season, and after that game, I was like, you never know which team or how they'll turn up because they score a lot of goals and they concede a lot. I think in the league, they've scored the third most goals, I think, behind City and United, and they think they've conceded the second most in the league. So they have a crazy record of goals in their games. So Leeds and Aston Villa, I think Grealish will be rushed back, but I think Leeds will get another victory. So I can see a high-scoring one. Leeds 3, Aston Villa 2. Then the last game on Saturday, we have Steve Bruce. I've spoken to Newcastle fans, especially when he played them twice in the FA Cup and in the league in the same weekend. They've been crying since, so not good times for them.
No, absolutely no. 3 out of the last 5 meetings between Newcastle and Wolves have ended 1-1. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Newcastle were unlucky. I thought they were unlucky against Manchester United. I thought they were the better team, actually. Yeah. And then obviously, Wolves won 1-0 against Leeds. But I'm just going to say that a 1-1 draw. Newcastle need the points more than Wolves, in my opinion.
Yeah. 1-1. I'm going to go for a Wolves win. They've been on good form, beating Leeds, beating Southampton in the last few weeks. I'm going to add another win for them. Newcastle without Callum Wilson, I just don't see any threat at all. Literally no threat. So I'm going to go for Newcastle 1 and Wolves 2. And then on Sunday, we're going to have Crystal Palace against Fulham.
Another tough one to predict. As I said, Crystal Palace got a very smash and grab away win at Brighton. Fulham, on the other hand, they got a very good 1-0 victory over Sheffield United. I'm actually going to go for another draw on this one. I can't separate the two, and I think Fulham are going into this in good form. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. I think you're using good words and good terms like smash and grab. That was a robbery. That is what it was. That was a robbery. These guys had 2 shots and they had like 10% possession. No corners at all. Brighton had 13 corners and they still won the game through a substitution. So I'm going to go for a draw. Fulham have been playing really well. I think they could end up surviving. What do you make of surviving? Do you think they are out or do you think Newcastle are in trouble?
I think now looking at it, I think Fulham's run in March is going to be very difficult. I think they've got us. I think they've got Man United coming up as well. I'm actually thinking that they could potentially do it, but I have to say I think the team to worry for Southampton. In all honesty, I think they're in free fall. But I think Fulham can do it. I actually do think Fulham can do it. They were one of the ones for me to go down at the start of the season, but the way that Scott Parker's playing, you wouldn't be too surprised if Fulham won this game as well, considering it is at Selhurst.
We played them in the first game of the season and they looked very terrible. But recently, I think they love draws. Of course, they drew with you guys 1-1. I think they drew with. There's a time they had like 10 games and they had like 8 draws, 1-1, 0-0, 1-1, 0-0. So they love draws. So I agree with you. They can see another draw here. So I'm going to go for 1-1. Then, oh my goodness, Leicester and Arsenal. Not looking forward to this one. Madison is a good thing for us.
Yeah, Matt Madison, a big blow. He's been fantastic. I watched Arsenal Man City, and let's be honest, it was a bit of a stroll in the park for Man City, but Arsenal did have their chances to be fair. But the one thing you don't do is concede after 2 minutes. I think that's another thing you can say about that. But Leicester are doing well. Harvey Barnes in particular has been very, very good. So I can't really say Arsenal losing. Actually, I can't see Arsenal winning this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. Sorry.
2-0 Leicester. No goal. Oh my goodness. Another game without a goal. The thing is with Leicester, last season when Emery was sacked, this was his last Premier League game. And then he went to the Europa League and lost again. And then, so they definitely cost Emery the job last season. I think they beat us 2-0. The previous season, they beat us 3-0. at King Power Stadium. The previous season, again, they also beat us 3-1. So you get the point. The last time we won at King Power Stadium was when we had Alexis Sanchez and Arsene Wenger, and I think 1 win out of 5. We never go to King Power Stadium and win 4-0 with Alexander Arnold scoring and assisting every single goal like you guys. We have tough times at King Power Stadium. So I'm afraid I'm just going to go for a draw. I'm not going to go for a win. I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm just hoping here, just hoping. So Leicester 2, Arsenal 2. The next one is Tottenham against Burnley. Obviously, they rested the likes of Kane, Son in their Europa League game yesterday.
Yeah, Burnley always make it difficult for you wherever they go. Tottenham have just been in very, very poor form, especially the West Ham game. I watched that game, and there's one thing about Spurs and Mourinho. He keeps playing Eric Dyer at centre back. I honestly do not get why he is still playing Eric Dyer at centre back. Burnley, to be fair, Burnley should have lost against West Brom. They were very lucky. I thought West Brom were the better team in that game, especially with them having 10 men. Yeah. I think Burnley will make it difficult, but I just think the firepower of Spurs will be too much. But I don't think it will be a comfortable win. I'm going to 1-0 Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham. Of course, Burnley, they won at Anfield, unfortunately. I think they always give United a run for their money. I think United won 1-0 or something with Pogba scoring. So always a very, very tough team. But I think Tottenham will win the next 2 games. Unfortunately, I think they'll up their game with their players having rested. I think, and I don't think Chris Wood is fit, still fit, or Barnes, one of their players, suspended, or was it from getting a record? But anyway, Tottenham will win this game 3-0. I think they'll win it 3-0. Then the biggest game of the weekend, probably Chelsea against United.
Oh, big game. I mean, Tuchel started really well with Chelsea, but Manchester United are a completely different animal away from home. I don't think they've lost. For a year now away from home, and they've got match winners on their team, as do Chelsea. So, but I think the fact that Chelsea played against Atletico Madrid, got that win, might give them a wee bit of confidence. But Manchester United will be able to rest players, I think, against Sociedad this evening. Yeah. So I think United will be the fresher of the two. I'm actually going to say that Tuchel will lose his first game as Chelsea manager. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Man United.
Wow, that would be big for Man United. I'm going to go for a draw. I remember a couple of years ago they drew 2-2 at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to go for the same. Chelsea 2, United 2. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very big game. I don't want United winning, but yeah, if United lose this one, who do you think will finish second between United and Leicester? Or even you guys, if you have a couple of wins?
I think if United win this, then I think they've got Manchester City next Sunday as well, which is going to be very, very big for them. I honestly think it'll be the two Manchester clubs. I'm not sure. I think it'll be interesting to see if Brendan Rodgers prioritises the Premier League ahead of the Europa League. I know Leicester are playing this evening, but it'll be all about what happens in the Premier League. I think Leicester City will be wanting Champions League. I think their fans are desperate for the Champions League, and they'll hope to not do a drop off like they did last season. So I would say that they'll probably prioritise the Premier League. But who finishes second? I do think Man United will finish second.
Okay, then the last game on Sunday, it's you guys, Doug, Sheffield against Liverpool. Thoughts are with Alisson in this family at this moment. So Sheffield, Liverpool, what are you expecting?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, our thoughts go out to obviously Alisson Becker and his family. Really, really sad what's happened. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game, actually. Sheffield United. The one thing you can say about Sheffield United, they don't lose many games by a 2 or 3-0. And I remember the game last season. It was a Gini Wijnaldum goal from a Dean Henderson mistake. I know Dean Henderson's no longer at Sheffield United, but going to Bramall Lane is always a tricky place to go to. The fact that we're not in good form at all, I'm glad that we're away from Anfield for a change. I think we'll win. I think we'll get the win, but I'm going to actually say it'll be a very narrow result. I'm going to go for another 1-0 win this time for Liverpool.
Anil, if you are a Sheffield manager, what would you be more concerned about? Is it the fact that you're losing every single game by 1 goal without scoring, or is it the fact, or would you be happy that you're only losing by 1 goal?
I think it's a bit of both, really. I think it's the lack of goals that they've been scoring, and then you're losing. I think he'll take pride from the fact that he is only losing like that by that certain goal. I think West Ham was the only team. I think they lost 3-0 there as well. So I honestly think I keep saying this, that this Sheffield United side are not as bad as that Derby side were. I know they need one more point to eclipse that points total, but they're actually a better team than that Derby side were. So, Sheffield United, they're going to probably go down, but you can see them keeping Wilder. He's a great manager. Unfortunately, just things have happened this season where, just things have gone pear-shaped for them. But I think it'll be a very tough game, and I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win for us.
1-0 win. I think they'll score, but I think you'll get 2. So I'm going to go for Sheffield 1, Liverpool 2. Fun you've brought up that Derby team. I spoke to Robbie Savage, who was their captain then, I think 2007 or something. And there's a time he said, I think it was 2 weeks ago, he said that every single game they are going into a game knowing they'll lose, basically. It was just about keeping the score down. They were losing 6-0, 5-0. Those were the days the likes of Rooney, Torres, Adebayo, they were very hot in the Premier League. Those good Premier League days. I miss those days. So yeah, I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, Sheffield 1. Then the final game on Monday is going to be Everton against Southampton. You mentioned Southampton earlier. Very, very poor form.
I'm very worried for Southampton. I really am. But I think the one person that can get them out of this rut is definitely Hasenhüttl. I think he's a great manager. I think he'll be able to get his team fired up for this one. Everton will be. It's obviously been the best week for, if you're an Evertonian, beating us at Anfield for the first time since 1999. The new stadium's been announced. I think they've managed to get the planning for that. Luka Digne's just signed a new deal. Yeah, Luka Digne's just signed a new deal as well. So everything is bright and cheery for Evertonians. I think they'll win this one. I'm going to go for them. I'm actually going to go for another 1-0. I've been quite conservative in my predictions this week. I just think that Everton's firepower will be too much. I think Southampton will hopefully want to keep the score down. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton.
I've been surprised they've still been doing well with them. I think Digne has been out for a couple of weeks or maybe a month. The Calvert-Lewin has been out for a couple of games. James Rodriguez has missed a bunch of games this season, and they're still doing well. I didn't know the likes of Sigurdsson would actually improve, but yeah, that win at Anfield, the draw against United, the win against Tottenham in the FA Cup, they're going to be happy about that, and I think they'll be confident. But I think Ralph will end the route, so I think it's going to be 2-2. Everton 2, Southampton 2. So before we get into the next batch of fixtures, let me ask you, from those 10 fixtures that are scrolling down the bottom, which team will definitely keep a clean sheet?
Good question. That is a very tricky question. I think, looking at my predictions, obviously, I think Brighton will keep a clean sheet. I think Brighton will keep a clean sheet. And I hate to say it for you guys, but I think Leicester will keep a clean sheet.
So Brighton is your first option?
Yeah.
Okay. How many penalties will be awarded in the 10 games? No one has ever gotten this question. It's usually very hard. Someone says 3 and then they're like 3 in one game, and then all of a sudden your prediction is out of the window. So yeah.
I'll go for 6.
6. Okay. Total number of goals in the 10 games.
Let's go for something like conservative. Let's go for something like. Has anyone actually got this bang on before?
No, and the closest is I think someone said 25 and they were 26. They missed out by 1.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
29 I'll go for.
29. I remember there's a week I did predictions and someone said something like 20, and in the first game United beat Southampton 9-0. And all of a sudden that prediction was looking like there'll be like 40 goals in that week. 3 players that will definitely score in the 10 games.
I will go for, let me think. I will go for, let's go Ilkay Gundogan. I think he'll score for Manchester City. Villa, I'll go for Ollie Watkins. And I'll go for Mo Salah.
Mo Salah, okay. And which team will get the most goals?
I actually think if they're on it this weekend, I think Manchester City.
Manchester City. Okay, so let's get into the second batch of fixtures. I'll have them scrolling down the bottom now. So many fixtures this week. I had to title that more Match Week 26 fixtures. And the first one is going to be Manchester City against Wolves. Another win?
Yeah. It's a tricky one to call because Wolves won. Wolves actually won the game last season at the Etihad. That was when Adama Traore was actually scoring goals. I think City will want to get revenge. I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester City.
2-0. I think they'll get more than that. 3 goals for them, but I think the likes of Neto could get a goal. So 3-1 to City. Then Sheffield United against Aston Villa.
It's a case of keeping the score down for Sheffield United. I think Villa will be buoyed by the fact that they've got good firepower in Bertrand Traore, Ollie Watkins, and Jack Grealish. I think they will win this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Aston Villa.
2-0 to Aston Villa. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Actually, I think there'll be a draw here. And then Burnley and Leicester. You've predicted a Leicester win for the weekend and a Burnley draw or something. So what do you expect?
Yeah, this is a really tough one because everyone will say, "Oh, Burnley love playing at Turf Moor. It's their happy place," as they say. Leicester, I think if they come off the victory against Arsenal, which I predicted, I think they will go to Burnley, and I'm actually going to go for Leicester to do a Burnley 0, Leicester 1.
1-0 win, probably with Vardy scoring in that game, or a tight game. I'm going to go for, I think Leicester will get 2, so Burnley 0, Leicester 2. The next one is going to be Crystal Palace against Manchester United.
Well, funnily enough, Crystal Palace won the reverse fixture again, 3-1. So, but as we say, Manchester United away from home, different animal. I think there'll be too much for Palace. I think Palace will score. I think they always seem to concede against Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man United.
So 2 wins for United. They're a big week for them if that happens. So I agree with you. I think Crystal Palace will get a goal. But I can see another smash and grab, as you called it. I can see another Benteke head in the last final moment. So Crystal Palace 2, United 2. Then the next game, the last 3 games, Fulham against Tottenham. Of course, you said Tottenham are not in the best of form. So what do you expect from the Fulham game?
Again, another tricky one to predict. London derbies, form does go out the window for a derby match, but I've been to and fro from this one. I've been thinking of a Fulham win. I've been thinking of a draw, and then I've been thinking of a Tottenham win. I think Tottenham will win this one. I'm going to put my neck on the line, and I'm going to say it'll be a 2-1 Tottenham.
I think this is going to be a game with a lot of goals. I can see Tottenham scoring fast, Fulham equalizing, then Tottenham scoring again, then Fulham equalizing, and then when Fulham lose concentration in the last few minutes, Tottenham will get a winner. So I'm going to go for Fulham 2 and Tottenham 3. The second last game of the week is going to be West Brom against Everton.
I have to back Everton here. I think Everton have only lost 2 away games all season, and that was to Southampton and Newcastle. So I think that run will continue. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton.
1-0 to Everton. I can see both teams scoring here. So maybe West Brom 1 and then Everton 2. And then I probably think, the last game of the week on Thursday night, it's going to be Liverpool against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think as we said, I think this is Tuchel's first sort of big tests as Chelsea manager. He passed the one against Atletico Madrid. He's got Manchester United on Sunday. I mean, anyone would like to play us at Anfield right now. 4 defeats in a row, first time that's happened since 1923. But I've got to back Liverpool to get a victory here. I think I was looking at the stats actually. Liverpool have won 4 out of the last 5 meetings, and I think Chelsea's last win against Liverpool, I think it was that Giroud header, which I think was was either 17-18 season or 18-19. I actually can't remember, but I'm going to go for us to win at Anfield. Get the losing run off the mark. I'm going for a 2-1 win to Liverpool.
2-1 win to Liverpool. I can see more goals than that. I can see. I think last season you beat them like 5-3 or something crazy.
Yeah, 5-3 was the last meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold scoring free kicks in both games. I'm going to go. I think Liverpool will get 3 and Chelsea will get 2. So I think you'll win that game 3-2. So a lot of goals, a lot of games. So the last couple of questions again from those 7 midweek games. Is it 7? Let me just confirm that. So we have Liverpool against Chelsea, West Brom against Everton, City against Wolves. We have Burnley against Leicester. You have Sheffield against Villa, Crystal Palace against United, Fulham against Tottenham. So 7 games. How many goals will be scored on those 7 games?
I am going to say, I don't think there'll be many goals in the midweek. 15.
15, okay. And then in all those games combined, the 7 plus the 10, 17 games, how many red cards do you think will be picked up?
Ooh. Well, funnily enough, I did read that Mike Dean is the referee for Newcastle Wolves.
Yeah.
So I've got to say there'll be a red card in that game. I think it's still almost likely. I'm gonna say there'll be a few red cards. I'll go for 5 red cards.
I'm hoping Arsenal isn't one of them. I think we've picked up the most red cards this season and last season, so our discipline is all over the place. But yeah, that was very fun. Let's see how many you're gonna get. I'm going to be following up. If you get the red cards one, the total number of goals, no one has ever gotten those questions. So the players scoring, I've had people getting 3 out of 3. So let's see how you do. So where can they follow you?
Yeah, you can find me on the DougOut Football channel at YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at enroad_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas.Horn, and you can find me on Facebook, Douglas James Horn. But it's been an absolute pleasure to do the predictions with you, Glenn, and thank you very much for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you very much for coming on. And anyone watching, let me know in the comment section which game you're looking forward most to. There's Chelsea United, there's Liverpool, Chelsea, there's some good games between Leicester and Arsenal. Not a good game for us, but hopefully you get a win. So those are your Premier League predictions for Match Week 26. A lot of games. City have like 4 home games in a row. Liverpool are playing tough teams. Chelsea are playing tough teams. A lot of injuries. So I think Jota will be back or something for you guys. So a lot of things still to look forward to. So thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.